madness to have noticed how we black people always keep up against so many things. If we're not dealing with racism, we're dealing with stereotype, African gang, Nigerians as scammers. We're dealing with unequal pay. We're dealing with societal judgment. If you're a woman and you are not married, even in your own community, you get judged. You get bullied by your own people. The list goes on and on. But in spite of all this, we black people, we don't share our feelings. We don't share our challenges. We don't share what we go through. We don't share because we are scared of being vulnerable and being judged. But on this platform, Real Issues, we are going to share. Welcome to this platform. I'm Ola, and my guest today is Wande. So Wande, you're welcome to the program. Can you give us a little bit about yourself?
So my name is Wande. I'm married to two lovely boys. I'm a pharmacist. And homemaker too.
Homemaker, well done. You're welcome. So, where are you from? You're from Nigeria, right?
Yes. So I was born in Nigeria, born and raised. Did everything in Nigeria before we traveled. We relocated to Australia in 2010.
2010. So, what made you to think about, okay, I want to go to another country and have a life? What inspired that, or what really motivated that?
Well, really, to be sincere, it's just for a better life for yourself, for your kids, in terms of education, good health, things like that. That was essentially the motivation or inspiration.
Oh.
People, I remember when we told our friends and family, and everyone was like, "You guys are crazy. Why are you going to Australia? Why?" But the reality of the thing is that was the only place my husband got a job, was offered a job, and so we just like, okay, why not? Well, I was thinking it was going to be easy. I've been practicing pharmacy for like almost 10 years in Nigeria before coming over. So I knew I'm going to do some exams, just some. So I was thinking, I'm going to pass the exams and just get a job and settle down and just continue with life like I was living in Nigeria.
Wow.
It's a long and it's not easy. That's what I would say, because number one, you have to do IELTS. Then after doing that, you have to do a written exam and take an oral exam. Then you have to go and do your internship, which is equivalent to like a year. And within the internship, you have to do 2 more exams before you finally get your full registration.
That's a long part. You have to do how many exams now? 3. And you counted 3 or 4.
Yeah, I would say 4 or 5 exams. You have to do, and it does take time. So like one or 2 of the exams, you only do it back then you only do it every 3 months. So if you're unfortunate and you fail, that means you have to wait for another 3 months before you can do the final exam. I think it's only once a year or something like that. Let's say oral exam. It's been a while. So it takes the problem. The problem is the reality of it is it does take time. It's not something that you just come in and just roll over. And I think that's because if you are coming from somewhere from Africa, so you just have to prove yourself. Some people come from South Africa. They don't have to do all those English exams. But if you are coming from like Nigeria, you have to do the English exam, and you have to be proficient, because that's the medium that you use to interact with people. So you have to satisfy your proficiency in speaking English and writing and speaking, or whatever. Yes, for the pharmacy exam, it was there was one I had to, the first one I had to retake, but all the other ones were the other 2 exams I have to do internship. That was okay, but the challenge was after we finished all this exam and I was looking for a placement for internship. Nobody was ready because the problem was you don't have Australian experience. Or how can you have Australian experience
when nobody employs you?
Yeah.
When you don't get
you get the experience when somebody allows you,
So-
and that went on for a long time.
employed.
Well, initially, of course, I was home taking care of the kids and making sure they are settled down with school. But after a while,
You got
get
bored, you got tired.
You have to you just tell yourself, the way we are trained back home, you
You just want to work.
Yeah.
And you want to buy good things.
Exactly. You want to take care of yourself, and you want to, you just want to work. And apart from that, you want to expose yourself, to the culture, because if you don't work, you don't know
what is going on
out there, and expose yourself. You don't work wise, like, oh, I've done something. So just for the sake of just doing something, I had to work in the aged care, and I did for
Is that a nursing home?
Yes, where you just take care of elderly people. You take them, you bath them, you give them food, you take them for walks.
So you were doing that, and you were getting some money.
Yeah, just to just keep body and soul together. But at the background, I was getting quite anxious that this internship it's not.
I want to be a pharmacist.
Exactly, I need to do this and get on with life, because if not, it seems like you are stuck. That's how it looks like you are just stuck in the midway, or as human being, you want to progress and say, okay, at least I've done this. Well, just like you said, it's my profession. I've been working in Nigeria as a pharmacist for almost 10 years. So coming here and just abandoning that, to me, I don't know, to me seems like failure. Oh. Like, that's the way I see it. Because I wanted to prove, not to anybody, but to myself,
that I can work in this area.
If I can work as a pharmacist in Nigeria, I can do it here too. I can do it here. So I don't want to. I was so convinced that even if I do the pharmacy for 1 year, I can let go and go and do something else. But I wanted to just make yourself that this can be done, no matter how hard it is. And it took more, and then almost a year or so. If I even took me to leave my state and go to another state. Wow. Because yes, that was where I finished my internship. So, well, like life happened, so my husband got a job in Sydney, so we had to move. And within that period, I was able to, my boss then, bless his heart, is really interested in employing overseas trained pharmacists because he believed they are more mature, they work harder and stuff like that. So that was how, in fact, I even started my internship before the intern that was there, like a month before, just because he wanted me to just start as and it was really a learning curve. It's a very hard working boss, hard, but it made me to understand what is involved, the ethics, and why they do things the way they do in Australia. And that's what you need. You need to understand the basics. You need to understand you have a good foundation, and that is still the thing that's really helping. So, like, remember when I said I finished all the exams and I couldn't get a placement.
Even after finishing?
Passing all the exams, and that's the exams before you do the internship. Because I was using that as a scale to measure my success so far in Australia. To me, then that was it. If I don't do this, then
there's nothing.
So yes, so there was this friend of mine who was a pharmacist in Northern Territory. So I went there to go and do what we call observership. They do it in medical line. You come in, you just stand there and look at the way they do things. You write notes, you can ask questions, and so it's not something it's not a paid job or whatever. But I was ready to do anything to just put my feet, in the pharmacy industry. So I went to Alice Springs. This pharmacy is actually in Tennant Creek. If you're very familiar with Tennant Creek, is one
inside the bush.
one place. But I didn't mind. I wanted to do it because I paid for my flight and the hotel accommodation and everything. Unfortunately, as life will have it, I was only able to spend less than 1 week even.
Less than 1 week.
Yeah. And the reason being that the person that was managing the pharmacy was like, look, I've spoken to the owners, they are not comfortable, they are not here, they've not seen you, so I'm sorry.
You are a black woman.
Yeah.
You might.
For whatever reason, I'm sorry. You are, because I was not doing anything. I was just standing there. I was not even in the dispensary.
So they were not comfortable having you around.
So
even though they were not paying you.
no. And I was even trying to help to unpack stuff. Not even in the dispensary, just in general gift area and everything. But that was really disappointing. It was really, really disappointing. But what could I do? I took that. I still put it in my resume. Like, well,
yeah, I did 1 week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Observing.
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 Yeah, and when I in my mind, I was thinking I would spend at least 1 month there. So I left my husband and my 2 little kids. Then they were just really little. Then we were probably 2 and 4 or 6 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
So my husband was, taking care of them. So, but it didn't work out. So I came back. Then after coming back, that was when we moved to Sydney. So within 1 week, I think we moved to Sydney in January 2013. So within 1 week, that was when I got this job, this place.
So how did that work for you? Was it something that you really wanted?
Oh yeah, I was so.
You were super excited.
I was so excited, but because the way we do things in Nigeria is Western one is a little bit different. Everything's computer based. It's not so much of using the computer, but understanding the software. How they do their things, the laws, the type of medicine you can sell over the counter, the ones you have to keep in the pharmacy, the ones you can't.
So you have to get yourself familiar with
all those things. If they do Webster Park and the way they order.
So does it really worth it that you getting familiar with how they do things, not just coming with your head knowledge from Nigeria? This is how we do things. This is how I'm going to do it. No, you can't do that.
You can't do that. Even if you live, as I am registered in Australia, if I go to the UK, I still have to do the exam to understand their laws. So pharmacy is something that is so law-based. You're going to do everything ethically. So because it's allowed in Australia, you can't bring that if you're working in the UK. That's not.
You can't do that. Yeah.
Or it took me like a year to finish my internship, and that was really challenging too, because you have you have what you call intern programs, and in your intern program you have 2 exams to do. You have a written exam and an oral exam. You face a panel and they give you a case scenario, and in between that you have loads and lots of things, assignments, case studies and stuff.
While you are doing the internship.
So because it was so tedious, so I finished work 5 o'clock, then go to the library. There's a local library near my house. Then I go to the library and study till 7 or 7:30.
Before you go
I go home
and do the housewife.
Cook, maybe take care of the kids, and
and then put them to bed, get ready for the
following day, drop them in school, go to work. And I had to do. That was the only time I could keep up with the extra.
So did you have a support base back in Sydney? Were there friends, or how did you cope? How did you manage?
And I think that's a real challenging thing for. I really want to say only Black people, but as immigrants, there is no support system, or maybe I don't know. There was nothing.
Because back home, you have your cousins, you have your
aunties, your mom, somebody will come
and help you and stay with you and take care of you.
And as at that time, because you are not a resident, like a permanent resident, so you don't get the incentive from the government. So even when you send your kids to daycare, you pay everything in full. So you have to work hard to provide for your kids, and at the same time give yourself to what you have to do. It was really tough. At the stage, I had to invite my mom to come and stay with me.
So your mom came over for how many years?
Oh, no, years. No, I think she came for like 8 months. So during that time, I was able to at least you will, when the kids get home, there's somebody home, you can make them dinner, settle them down, help them with their homework.
So she really helped.
Yes, so I can come, dinner is made, thank God.
Thank God.
So after finishing my internship, you won't believe it, they're looking for a permanent job.
After finishing your internship?
Yes.
Passing all the exams?
Yes.
You're still looking for a job?
Yes, and still you do not have experience. So my internship here, it still doesn't count. It's still, you don't have experience. So, and this is going like 6 months, it's the same
after
story.
The exam?
After everything, you still don't have the experience.
Mentally, how did you go?
Oh, that was really deflating because initially I was thinking, oh, you don't have Australian experience. By the time you finish your internship, you did your whatever in Australia, so it will be easy for
What kept you going?
Okay, even though I finished the exam, I got my registration. I still, for the fact that nobody is even ready to employ you, so that means something is missing. So I still have to someone or do. So for me, like I said, it's just that I got to prove to myself that I can do this. So I can get this job. I can work. I'm very hardworking. Yeah, I'm so passionate. Yeah. This is all I've done all my life. I'm very passionate about this, so that was really deflating. It was really hard and disappointing. And so during that time, my husband got a job back to Brisbane. So I was looking and sending on my CV to everywhere.
Every nook and cranny.
Yeah, in fact,
get my CV.
Yes,
I want to be a pharmacist.
I got an interview in one pharmacy in Wande. That's another like many million miles away from Brisbane. And I spoke to my husband, and my husband was like, look, whatever you do,
I'm going to support you.
Because
I'm not going to give up.
Exactly, my wife is such a pharmacist, she got to do this. So I was even in the process of talking to them and thinking, oh, I have to go, how will I do this? And then just within the week before we finally moved, then I got a call from another pharmacy in Cairo. It's still far away from Brisbane, but at least not as far as Brisbane.
But Cairo, if I may recollect, is like 2 or 3 hours away from Brisbane.
It is.
So did you get the job?
Yes, I got the job.
Did you move your family? How did you do it?
No, I did not move my family. So what I did is, so Monday morning, I leave home 6 o'clock in the morning, or 6:45 or something like that, because 2.5 hours. It's a 2.5 hours drive. So Monday morning I leave, then Friday evening I drive back again.
You drive back again?
Yes.
Monday morning 2 hours drive. Friday 2.5 hours drive.
And I did that for 18 months.
Were you crazy or something?
I think I must have been.
Should we tag you as a superwoman?
Well, after that time, I didn't see myself as a superwoman. I just saw like, this is what I got to do.
This is what I need to do to be the pharmacist. I just want to be a pharmacist.
And I was ready to just give. It was a very tough time. It was a very tough time.
I can imagine.
When I come Friday evening, of course the kids, most of the time, by the time I arrive, it's around 9, it's already slept. So Saturday, do the shopping, do all the laundry, and do Sunday, I'm preparing again. Monday morning, I'm gone. It was a very, very tough time.
Absolutely.
So during holidays, they come over and still have a tiny and sing with me. They loved it. They still remember, that's just. And then after that,
So at what point did you say, excuse me, I can't do this anymore? Or what?
I just knew my body. It was
physically
draining on me. Doing that day in, day out. It was physically draining, and I was like, this is not even, at least I'm proving that I can do this. So that's it. Okay.
I'm proving to myself.
Yes. Now yes. Yeah. And apart from that, I did very well in the pharmacy. I was able to increase the client base, made profit.
Well,
it was a small pharmacy, but it gave me the opportunity to grow and know myself and know my strength. So I was the only one that managed the pharmacy. And
so you were the boss there. You were managing everything.
I was doing everything, all the ordering, packing Webster Park, doing everything, making all the decisions. It was a very good learning curve.
Was it a fulfilling time for you?
Career-wise, it was.
Oh.
The only down point is the traveling.
The travel. So, had it been that it was closer to home,
oh yeah,
you would have settled there.
I would definitely.
But because it was far away.
It was far away, and it's just a small town. You don't have a good schools and stuff like that. And yeah, so I had to move. So just when I was just about to leave, we in the pharmacy usually have rep. We call them drug representative. They come and check and my assistant there was like, oh, Wande's leaving, she's going back to Brisbane to go and stay with her family and blah 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 blah, And then one of the reps was like, oh, I know another pharmacy that is looking for a pharmacist in Brisbane. I'm like, oh, you should, okay, I have your number. Is it okay if I give you the? Just, it's alright. But I never.
You never thought about it because you just want to go.
Exactly.
You're tired.
And people say stuff like that, so I would get it. So, of course, I finished there, came back to Brisbane, then we went on holiday, we went to Kent.
You even went on holiday now.
Yes. Because I'm like, oh,
yeah, I've done my
I need a break. So, I think that was like a week or two, one of the owners called me and was like, oh, somebody, are you able to come to the pharmacy tomorrow? I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm in case.
I don't want to do pharmacy now. I just want to be on holiday.
Well, she was good. She was like, no, okay, sorry, I didn't know. Anytime you come, because my intention when I finished from Tyro was like, I'm just going to, I didn't even apply anywhere. I just wanted like 2 or 3 months, just relax, settle down, no work,
just enjoy and rest.
Yeah. So that didn't happen. So I started working in the pharmacy industry, and I'm still there. I spent
You're still there from?
Yeah, still work there.
Then, how many years now?
Oh, going to 8 years now.
8 years.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
that feels good.
Yeah, so it's a challenge, and whatever you do in life, no matter how. Because I remember that 1 week that I said I spent in
the Northern Territory.
In Northern Territory. That was what my boss in Tyro saw. He said, look, if you can go
this far to
go and work there, then you
surely can
stay in Tyro. He said that was the only thing I saw, and I was like, okay, if this person is happy to come here, that's it, it's settled down. Of course, I was willing and eager. I was like, yes, I'm coming.
Yes, God, I got it.
Yes. So in life, whatever you do, don't discard. But life without aspiration is just, it's nothing. So working on getting, in the future, have my own pharmacy.
So you plan to have your own pharmacy. So you have all these, you've gone through all these challenges, all these obstacles to get you to where you are now. So if you should look back, having all the knowledge that you have now, what advice or what can you give to your younger self or to anybody coming from overseas to study, to go through your path, like pharmacist?
Okay. So number one, you got to believe in yourself, because people are going to make you doubt yourself. Like, can you do this? Circumstances put before you, and even people will say things or react in such a way. Yeah, it might be subtle, like, oh, are you sure you can? Maybe we should. Yeah. But if you are very passionate about what you do, not necessarily pharmacy, whatever you want, you are doing. If you have a strong conviction, stay with it. Do not give up. No matter what the challenge is. There will be moments where you will be anxious, you will be depressed, you go to God, talk to friends, talk to people who are in that field or industry. Learn from them. Everybody has made their mistake. Learn from them and use that as a stepping stone, to get to where you want to go.
Thank you, Wande, for coming to the show. Really appreciate you. Like and subscribe to our channel.